You're East Coast exclusively, pretty much?
Yeah, New York.
Is that just, it's so funny because I was so East Coast for so many years and then came
I know.
this way.
I remember.
And yeah, that's right. You greeted me as I landed.
I was there.
You were at the American Airlines gate.
Actually, I saw you once at the airport in New York. Probably, I don't know how old your oldest child is, but you had a newborn in your arms.
Yeah.
And it was like after a red eye from LA.
Yeah.
And we had done your show a couple times, and I was like, "Look, there's Conan O'Brien.
Mm-hmm.
You're holding a newborn."
Yeah, it wasn't my baby.
Yeah, it was definitely your baby.
No, they were just giving them out on the flight. You know?
Yeah.
It was like,
like
it was
men's.
first class. You get a baby if you want. No,
I didn't want to say hi. But
you didn't. Oh, I wish.
No, I didn't say hi because you were. It was like a red eye. It was 6 a.m. and you had
Well,
a
I would have
newborn
been
in your lap.
delighted. Yeah.
And now I feel like I would say hi to you if I saw you at 6 a.m. and
You
you
would.
were holding a newborn.
I love randomly bumping into people that I adore. I remember so clearly coming off, I think, a red eye and going into JFK, and there's this one specific part of the airport I'm walking through, and I bumped right into, literally almost ran into Paul Rudd.
Oh, amazing.
I remembered he was holding a guitar case because he was working on his guitar playing, and we bumped into each other, and we had this really great conversation. And now every time I pass that part of the JFK terminal when I'm walking through, which I am all the time, I think of like this romantic moment with Paul Rudd. Yeah. And he's
amazing.
told me that he thinks of it too.
That's sweet. You should recreate it.
Yeah.
Can I
think
come?
we should just marry.
Yeah, me too.
I love Paul
To
Rudd.
meet you.
Yeah. No one, you know what? Nobody dislikes Paul Rudd.
No,
No.
that's true.
And I've been searching
Yeah.
because I'm determined to find
It's
somebody.
totally
Yeah.
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
there's some
he's-
people.
He's just
Paul Rudd and Dolly Parton.
Oh my God.
Yeah, nobody dislikes.
Have you worked with Dolly?
I have before. Yeah, I got to
that
sing
song
with her.
you
like,
have creeping in with Dolly Parton.
yeah, I
Yes.
did
love
creeping in.
that
Yeah,
song.
and she came and sang with us at the Ryman, and I got to sing one of her songs with her
Okay,
once.
that's just craziness.
But this is forever ago, and I mean, she's the
It
best.
doesn't matter if it's forever ago. It happened.
She's the best.
She is the best.
She's the best
And you
and
know
the funniest. You
you know-
should have Dolly on.
Yes. No, I'm not
Dolly.
ready. She's not ready yet.
She's ready.
She needs
Can
to
you
prove
come on?
herself a little more
on.
in the
No.
world of music.
No.
Yes,
Dolly.
Of
Oh my
course.
God.
You know what I love is when
Riffing
people say
with
you
Dolly.
should have her
You should
on,
have,
as if
you haven't thought of that.
as
right?
if I'm forbidding it.
Yeah.
It will happen, Adam. It's going to happen.
Please.
But one of my favorite things, this reminds me of when you host a show, people are always suggesting guests.
Yeah.
And in the early days of my late night show, there was a guy who, and I can't remember what, I think he was from Central America, and his job was to sort of be the guard that stood on the way into the elevators at 30 Rock to get into our part of the building where the offices were. I remembered this guy was very nice. He was very young. And I think his name was like Luis, I think. And I'd come in and he'd be like, "Oh, hello, Conan. Good to see you." And I'd say, "Oh, hi, Luis. Have a good day." And I remember I came by once and he said, "Hey, Conan." And I said, "Yes." And he said, "The Rolling Stones are in town." And I said, "Oh, I know, Luis. It's been in all the papers." And he said, "I think they'd be pretty good on your show." And I said, "Yes, Luis, they would be amazing on the show, but the Rolling Stones are the biggest musical act in the world, and they don't do shows like mine." And also, if they were going to do a show, they'd probably do like a big 11:30 show like Letterman, and I'm a 12:30 show, and we've only been on a few years, so they wouldn't probably come on my show. And he looked at me and he shrugged and he went, "I think they'd be good."
That's so sweet.
Like I was blowing him off.
As if you
I'm like,
like,
I'm not blowing.
you're like,
You're missing an opportunity.
you're right.
He was
Can
acting-
you help me facilitate that?
He was acting like Mick Jagger was on the phone, like, "Come on, Conan." No.
That's funny. Somebody told me I should have Billie Eilish on my podcast, and I was like, that would be amazing. I don't know if she would want to do my podcast.
Of course, I
think
bet
she
she
would.
would.
Yeah,
I
know.
think
She would
anybody
want-
would.
That's
Yeah.
the nice thing is you are in that sweet spot of, I just think a new act, an act that's been around for 100 years. Anyone's going to want to do your podcast.
Yeah.
Well, thanks. Not anyone, but I'm.
Let me talk to them.
You be my liaison, please.
Hey, Conan O'Brien here. Listen to me, Eilish.
Get me Billie Eilish.
You're going to do Norah Jones, see? Who am I? Conan O'Brien from television. Well, not anymore television, but used to be television. Eilish, are you there? Are you there? Eilish!
Yes.
Maybe I shouldn't do that
Please
for
do
you.
that for me.
Yeah.
I was having dinner with Nick Offerman and Megan Mullally, and someone looked over, and in a far corner booth was Dolly.
Oh, wow.
And I know Dolly because I think she did the late night show once or twice. And they were both like, can you bring us over and introduce us to Dolly Parton? And it was just so, it was like going to say hello to the Pope.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm going to say higher than the Pope.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry.
Aren't you Catholic?
Yeah, you are very, your family especially.
Yeah,
you're
but
very Catholic.
Yeah, but there's a lot of popes. They keep replacing them.
You're right.
There's only one
There's
Dolly
only
Parton.
one Dolly
Yeah, there's
Parton.
been like 175 popes.
Right.
Then they had 2 popes at the same time.
Right.
So
They did.
I'm sorry, the Pope, like the euro, has been devalued. There's just too many of them are being minted. But there's only one Dolly Parton.
It's true.
And
It's very
man,
true.
is she
She's the best.
she is the nicest person. We were all like quaking in our boots, and she couldn't have been a more beautiful soul.
She's very giving with herself, like her personality and everything, you know?
Also, she's always of the time
Yeah.
in this crazy way, which is, so if you know, in the 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, like right now, wisdom from her is as precious as it's ever been.
Mhm.
Or her doing a musical performance. It's just kind of neat how she
It's-
sort of transcends time. I don't know how she does
She's
that.
great. Well, she just got inducted to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, and she thought it was kind of funny because she says she's not a rock and roll musician, but she did it anyway, and she was very gracious about it. And now she's made a rock and roll album. I think.
Oh, really?
I think as a sort of
Oh, wow.
like, you know, I might as well, and I think that's pretty awesome.
I always feel like 9 to 5 is kind of a rock and roll song. isn't
Yeah, I mean,
Love
genre.
that
I
song
mean,
so much.
she definitely deserved it. But
it? Yeah.
A rock and roll song that has typewriter for percussion.
Oh, that's right.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
We just had, it'll have already been out, I think, by the time, but Jane Fonda sat in that chair
Oh my
a
God.
couple of days ago,
Amazing.
and we got on the topic of Dolly Parton, and she spoke of her as if she was she idolizes Dolly Parton, and told these really great stories about her.
I bet.
So
It's Dolly Week at Conan.
I know.
Dolly
I know.
Sachs, you know what? We've all wanted Dolly, but Adam Sachs is forbidden it for now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
why is that?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, there's one track. There's one
Dolly.
track she cut in 1973 that Adam Sachs didn't quite like.
Now that Norah Jones has blessed it,
Thank you.
Go to Dolly.
know.
Go to her. Go to the light.
If we do book her and you have to travel, will you let me and Gourley
Yes.
go? I mean, sometimes you don't let us come.
Well, I have to
So-
come as the caveat.
Oh, you can come.
Yeah.
Oh.
Look, let me explain.
Oh,
If I'm going to talk to like Barack Obama or someone, there are security issues involved, background checks, and that's why you two are usually excluded.
Right.
You know what you did, and you know what you did 4 times.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
but
You're a
But-
shoplifter.
okay. But
Are you?
What about? Yes,
Are
I
you?
am. I am. I was. I'm not anymore.
that's
and
kept
I've
you-
never been caught, so it wouldn't be on a record. So there you
You've
go.
only talked about
Yeah,
it
you talk
many
about it.
times on
I
the
know.
air. And
You bring it up. You ruin it. But
yeah,
I'm
that's
saying,
a great criminal. I wouldn't have confessed, but you brought it up.
But Dolly Parton doesn't have a Secret Service, so Gourley and I
Yeah,
mean,
we
we're putting you
have
on the
to
spot. You're
go.
taking us with us. You're taking us with you.
And
so
if
thank
you
you very
don't,
much.
we're striking.
Okay. All right.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, good you did, Nora.
Oppose.
This
We're
is
not.
fun.
You know what happened? Gourley's been getting a little more feisty. We all know that. And Sona, of course, always just a terror. But you come in and you praise them both. And now they're insane. They're
Yeah.
like, we're going to
The three
strike.
of us are striking.
It's fun.
Uh-huh.
It's
Yeah.
it's fun.